a lot of guys I know, like, I know personally for me, when the picture I like the most is not the picture you all did up. You know, a lot of times it be the regular you. You know, before the makeup, before the hair, before all that stuff, because that's the person you're gonna wake up to. You know what I'm saying? You don't wake up like this with the makeup and all the hair did, you know, the everything tucked and everything. You don't wake up like that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what you're gonna marry. You're gonna marry a real person. And like she said, a lot of times guys run to you in the gas station. They met you somewhere, and you know they're attracted to you. And then, like you say, you believe that you need to see he wants more than what he initially liked. You know what I'm saying? And you know what Pastor said about, you know, keeping up what you started is the reason why you don't want to build counterfeit oneness. You know, you don't want to build counterfeit oneness, and that goes back to being too available, and back to what I said earlier about spending too much one-on-one time together, because you become a different person, or you try to pretend or perform to be this person that you feel like you're gonna like. Exactly. I need to be the person I feel like you're gonna like. I'm finna go to your Facebook page and look at who you used to talk to, or what used to go on, and you know, I need to be better than that person, or I need to be better than this person, because you're doing things that, you know, that just ain't right. You need to be you. You know what I'm saying? And in being you, if that's not enough, then I'm goofy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm goofy and I sweat. So if you can't deal with that, then I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna sit here and try to be, because you look a certain way, that I feel like I need to act how you look. You know what I'm saying? I need to act up to how you look, because you know you're dressed up and you position yourself a certain way. I feel like I got to, you know, I'm sitting down and I'm, yes, how you doing? Like no, I'm finna crack on you. I'm finna, it's finna go down. Like,
I like it. Basically, piggyback off of what both the men said. At the bottom line, because of course tonight both of us, we're going to have a lot of opinions, and some are going to agree, some are not going to agree. It goes back to just being straight, you from up front, and knowing that you are more than enough. I'm, of course, divorced, and one thing I can tell you, I had a really bad habit of feeling like I'm Superwoman, I can do it all. Of course, when my husband and we got married, well, ex-husband, when we got married, everybody,
no more
when we got married, I never allowed him to be a man, and I allowed this Superwoman to take over. So when we got married, he became comfortable. Well, why don't you do it? You the man, you do it. But I now realize I couldn't wrong him, because that was what I presented to him. Wow. I basically laid that foundation. And of course, then I didn't know that I wasn't wise enough, but now I do. You know, and it goes back to saying, you have to know the balance. Yeah. You have to know where to draw the line. And at the end of the day, always remembering you are more than enough. It just goes to say, knowing yourself, know you. I care a lot about people, women and men in general. Like, I'm over the top with everything. And when it comes to dating, now that I am back on the dating scene, I don't know where to draw the line. And sometimes I might bring you lunch. Today I just might not feel like it. Then you get that, oh, why are you being so mean? If you feel like I'm being mean, guess what? I guess you're just not the one. You have to know, like Vicky said, you are more than enough always. If you find yourself going over the top, you need to fall back. And you need to make that man work for what you are.
That's really good. To chime in on that, one of the lines in the poem I just did was, you know, though you're strong enough to open your own door, you're powerful enough to be meek to allow him, which is very powerful, because me as a man, like I said, we're conquerors. If you don't allow me to be a man, I'm out. There's something inside, just like it's a knack inside of you ladies to be a helper. It's a knack inside of us to be protectors, to lead, to. And so if I'm with you and like I can't open the door for you, you're just gonna go in by yourself, or you're gonna do whatever you want by yourself. Like it's a deal breaker for me, because I'm not gonna feel like I don't feel like I can live up to my potential of what I can do, because you're emasculated, So like that's very powerful.
So basically, we don't want another man.
No, you don't want another man.
You want another woman.
No. You don't want another. And I've said this before. There's a such thing as too independent. For women, a lot of women like to be independent. You got your own game. A lot of women own their own business and have their own things going on. But you got to know when you get with a man where that line draws. Like you're businesswoman outside of the house or with anybody else, but with him, you're a sugar baby. You got to be. I need you to even if you can do it on your own and you know how to do it and you can pump your own gas and change your own tires. Who cares? That man needs to know that he can do that stuff for you, or else he feel like, why do I need you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why do I need you?
That's good.
That's a good word. That's a good word.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
So well, for me, I can speak for myself. I grew up with a single mom. So a lot of my independency comes from that, and not having that masculinity or that male to allow me to allow them to be a man. So when it comes down to opening the door on my own, or it's not that I'm being overtly independent. It's just one of those things where now it's embedded in my head and I'm doing it unconsciously, where I'm not aware that I see a guy behind me and maybe I should wait for him to allow me to open the door or open the door for me. So how do we, or myself as a woman, kind of take off the role of a man to allow him to be a man? Because I find that dating is harder in that sense, because it's like I have that mentality like, no, I can do stuff on my own. I don't need you. My mom has done it herself for so long, and it's okay. And sometimes, again, I do it not realizing that this is what I'm doing, and then I can look back on the situation and say, hey, you could have let this person do that, or you could have, not just male, but just people in general.
You're gonna have to make it intentional. Like it has to be to the forefront of your mind. Just like if dealing with everybody in here might be really good at math, but I could be really bad at it. I'm gonna have to try extra harder than everybody else because I have a deficiency or whatever that I don't have. I didn't have it. So because you didn't, like you said, you was raised in a single parent home where mom had to play both roles a lot of times, and you grow up having to do things on your own. Now that we know better, that there's a better way. It's habits like that's a habit, and that's something that you have to break. In order to break it, it has to be to the forefront of your mind that, if I'm going to go out, we're going out tonight. I'm going out with a guy tonight. Forefront of my mind needs to be, hey, I need to let him be a gentleman. I need to wait at the door. These are, These are pep talks you might have to have with yourself to help you break a habit of just, what's up, cuz? Let's go. Know what I'm saying? Like, and he's standing there like all right, whatever. Like, what I'm saying? Like, it's something that you have to keep fresh in your mind. Like, I done been to the movies with girls. Like, the movie get over, you stand up and you get ready to walk around. He's like, where you at? They way down at the bottom, and then they hit an exit door. Like, where are you going? Like, where are you going? Like what? Like, what? What are you doing? Like, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be something that you keep on the forefront of your mind because.
So, as men, are men willing to, you have men that, on the opposite side, grew up in the household with their mom, and then they didn't have those male figures to show them or mimic what they should have done. And they don't have a spiritual covering as we do. So, I'm in the car with a guy, not me now, but, a scenario within itself. And he doesn't come over to open the door, or he doesn't hold the door for me. Are those red flags?
You stay there. Because just like okay, if you was to do that, I would say something to you about it. Hey, allow me to be, you know what I'm saying, a gentleman. Allow me to be a man. I would say something. Now, if you just keep on doing it and don't listen to me, eventually it's a red flag.
On behalf of the guy, like
On behalf,
if he doesn't open the door. If he
but if he get out the car and leave and get to the front of the mall and realize you still in the car, eventually he gonna turn around and come back. But if he go shopping and then come back and was like, I thought you wanted to stay in the car, then that might be a red flag. You know what I'm saying? that might be a red flag.
Okay.
But you go to the door, you stand at the door. Because like I say, like what it boils down to, you know, it's sad to say, but there's a gap missing in family. And so you didn't have a father to teach that son, this is what a man does for a woman. Or, the father. You don't have the father there to teach the daughter, this is what a man should do for you. This is how a man should treat you. This is how he should open the door for you. He ain't opening the door for you, you gotta go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you stand at the door and you wait for him to open it. If he got a problem with that, then he's not the one. You know what I'm saying? The problem is there's a hole, there's a gap, like, you know, in our men being heads of family and following God's plan for family, that's leaving holes and gaps in society all over every other issue. You know what I'm saying? A lot of issues that we have in the world today, you can trace it back to a father issue. You know what I'm saying? It's a father issue. And even if you had a father there that wasn't there, that's you know, sometimes it's just as bad as your father not being there at all. You know what I'm saying? To sit there and watch this man be here and not do nothing is, you know, sometimes worse than you not even, I'd rather you not even be here. You know what I'm saying? Not even be here. So we have those holes and those gaps. So what we have to do now is, like I say, you got to keep it intentional, got to keep it before your mind, and we got to help it. You got to help each other. Like I say, if you get to that door and he's walking around that car, you stand there. You know what I'm saying? You stand there. It's because you're going to give him a standard or those boundaries that this is what I require. You know what I'm saying? It's what I require. This is not, it's raining, you better come around here and open this door for me. No, y'all gonna get in the car. But y'all going out or something like that, this is what I require. I require to be treated like a lady. I require you to be a gentleman. Like, you know what I'm saying? And those are things we have to help each other with. You know what I'm saying? I have to let you know, let me walk in front of you. Let me go through the door. Go around this corner first. Who knows what's around this corner? Let me walk on the side of the road where the cars are. Like, no, wait for me. Don't walk in front of me. Walk with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are things that, like you say, everybody didn't grow up knowing. Everybody didn't grow up knowing. So we have to continually just.
Oh, it wasn't a question, just a comment. I don't be mad at me. I'm not supposed to be behind the camera.
No.
But I think because I'll take a beat. I think because now you acknowledge that in you, because, you know, being raised without a father, now it's you have to actually break that cycle now. So you really not have to find, or good thing that you're here to get the instruction, because now you have to find a man who does provide that father role, so your kids won't go through the same thing. You know, because you want to break the cycle. You don't want to be that girl that's all right, well, my mom did it without a man, I can do it without a man too. Because now your kids are going to go through the same thing. And now if you have a son, he's not going to have a father there, and he's just going to do the same to his kids, possibly. Just saying.
I saw a picture today. It was a woman, a daughter, and a son. Yeah. And the guy walking out, and one of them was like, I don't need a man, I don't want a man, and I don't want to be a man. You know what I'm saying? It's a vicious cycle. And like, it's crazy, the attack that's on our men.